Hello and welcome to Grandma's Kitchen. Today we have 4 seafood recipes that we're going to do in crust or en croûte or Wellington, like beef Wellington. This is seafood wrapped in a puff pastry. And I'm going to be serving it with a Brussels sprout and spinach salad. And I'm going to start with the Brussels sprouts because the Brussels sprouts need to, first of all, slice very thin. And I have about a quarter of a pound here. And I am going to saute them for just a few minutes to just soften them a bit, so al dente, and set them aside so that they'll cool, and then we'll mix them in with our spinach. This is extra virgin olive oil. And it's probably about a quarter cup. And I'll tell you what's handy, poking a little hole in the top of your lid so that you can just squeeze it out. Toss it a little bit. 2 dashes of salt. Into this, I'm going to add about a half a cup of cranberries that I softened with some boiling water. And I've got this at a medium, and we'll just watch that. And I am going to get my lemon butter sauce started for the salmon that we're going to be doing. And I'm going to put in half a cube of butter and put that on low. Now the first recipe we're going to do is the salmon that we're going to use the lemon dill butter sauce for. And I have here 2 fillets. They're about 3/4 of a pound. To remove the skin. And I do this, bringing my water to a boil, and I'm going to pour the hot water on this, and then I should be able to just peel the skin right off. pastry. And I use the Pepperidge Farms puff pastry. It's usually in the freezer section in the grocery store. I want to roll this out to about a 12-inch square. You want to roll from the center out to keep your dough an even thickness as possible so that it rises evenly. Now I'm going to take my salmon. Actually, because this is a little long, there. And that won't go to waste. And just put a little butter in with it. And baking it in the crust, this salmon turns out so moist. Thinly slice these. Just a little bit of lemon. And some fresh dill from my herb garden. Just that. One egg from the generosity of my chickens. And you can save these scraps if you like, and brush them with egg and sprinkle them with everything bagel seasoning if you want. And I'll just put this over here on my parchment covered cookie sheet, and we're going to bake these at 350 degrees. Next, I am doing a new spin on an old family recipe. My mother used to make a salmon cheese pie, and she usually used the salmon that she canned and made her homemade buttermilk biscuit dough and used that for the bottom and top crust. And it was a layer of salmon that had onion mixed in with it and Worcestershire sauce, a layer of American cheese slices, and then salmon and cheese slices, and then the crust, and it was delicious. And she usually served it with a white sauce with peas in it, poured over the top. We loved it. I am going to use raw salmon today for this recipe and chop it up. The oven is preheated. I can turn that off now. And I'm going to set it aside and let it cool down. I'm going to add some finely chopped shallot to this. A little Worcestershire sauce. I'm just going to mix it up, get my fingers into it. This is my puff pastry dough that I rolled out earlier. Which is 12 inches square. down some American cheese slices. Half of my salmon. Brush the beaten egg around here so it'll seal. Place this over on my parchment lined cookie sheet. Next, I am going to do a spin on an old classic, and that is the shrimp melt. I have about a half a pound shrimp there. Probably don't need that much, but and to that I am going to add probably a quarter cup of sliced green onions. And let's see, where's my pepper? Just a little black pepper. Pinch of celery salt, or celery seed, I'm sorry. Not too much because it's real strong. Or you can finely diced celery to go in it. And then to that I am going to add about a half a cup of mayo. And so the spin is, we are going to put this in between two sheets of puff pastry. And I might not use all of this, and it depends on how much the puff pastry will hold. And again, this is a sheet of puff pastry that I rolled out to 12-inch square. And I'm going to use my guy's favorite pepper jack cheese. Probably scoot this over a little bit. I'll just fold it over. Oops. Get ahead of myself. Crimp the edges with a fork. And put it on our parchment lined cookie sheet. Some left over. Lunch. And last but not least, the classic crab melt. I cracked the crab last night. I have about a half a pound here. This is Dungeness crab, and I got it at Winco. They were having a sale, $9.98 a pound. Already backed. So to that, I'm going to add about a third of a cup of sliced onions, and spoon here. About a third of a cup of mayo. Teaspoon of Old Bay. A couple of dashes of pepper, ground pepper. Give it a mix. Give it a taste, see if I need any more Old Bay. That's good. There's some cheese. Seafood Puff Pastry that I pre-rolled out to 12-inch square. Monterey Jack cheese. And I'm doubling up on it for this recipe. Crimp the edges. Put this over here on our parchment lined baking sheet. Another one of my chicken's eggs. My Brussels sprouts have cooled off, and to this I am going to add some balsamic glaze. I don't think I've opened this yet. Oh yeah. And some balsamic vinegar. We already have plenty of extra virgin olive oil in here. So I'll give this a good stir. Add my fresh spinach leaves. And toss it good. We're going to be topping this with feta cheese crumbles and walnuts, finely chopped walnuts. Now I've made this before and put bacon in it. It's really good, so that's an option. You could use almonds instead of walnuts or pecans. And I'll add a few grape tomatoes. Couple of escapees. Set this aside and finish my lemon dill butter sauce. So this is about 5 tablespoons of butter. Turn it up to a medium-low. I'm going to add the zest of 1 lemon. And just a little squeeze of lemon juice. Probably not even a teaspoon. Some fresh dill out of my garden. And of course I tossed my knife, so let me get another one. That's probably 2 tablespoons. And we'll taste it and see if we need more. 3 dashes of salt. And then your only other ingredient is heavy cream. Turn this up to medium and bring it to a simmer. That's good. And we'll be serving this with our 2 salmon en croûte. Your family are going to think they're in a 5-star kitchen. And it's as good as it looks. Thank you for joining us today in Grandma Robin's kitchen. See you next time.